Another great program funded by the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture is Chemsweep. It's a program designed to get rid of unwanted or unused pesticides that you no longer need. It's a great program to properly dispose of these chemicals. So the question comes up, how do I participate in Chemsweep? Let's go through the 5-step process to participate in Chemsweep. First of all, you need to determine if your county has been selected to participate. Every county in Pennsylvania is selected every 4 years. The only exceptions are Lancaster and Chester counties that are actually selected every 2 years. And overall, there's 19 counties selected every given year. We do have a website address there if you do need more information on Chemsweep, but let's go through this 5-step process. Again, number 1 is determine if your county is selected to participate in that given year. Here you see the Chemsweep rotation, a map of all the counties, and you'll see that there's letters associated with each county, and you can see down below the map what year those counties will be selected. Also note where you see Lancaster and Chester County, you see 2 letters, the B/D, and that means that they are actually selected every 2 years. So first thing you would do is take a look at the map and see when your county is in the program. Step number 2 is complete the inventory form. These inventory forms are mailed to private applicators, commercial application businesses, and dealers in the selected counties, and those are mailed out in December of the prior year to when you want to participate. But these forms must be completed and mailed back to the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture by February 28th of the year that you're participating. You can also download the inventory form, and here you see the website. Again, it's on the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture Chemsweep page. You go to Forms and click on HQ Chemsweep form, and again you return the form to PDA. Or you can ask for the inventory form at any of the Penn State County Extension offices, or you can call the Pennsylvania Department of Ag at any of their regional offices, and there you see the 7 regional offices listed. This is what the Chemsweep form looks like. Looks like a lot of information is required, but it's really not that complicated. And let's go through this and try to explain how it's done. Well, what should be listed? Basically everything. You fill out the inventory form as completely as you can, and do make sure that we can read your handwriting. So here you see an example of the form that's been filled out. We see at the top left the name of the company or grower. In this case we're saying Joe Farmer. He lives in Garden, Pennsylvania, and if he has an email address, it's listed. At the bottom left you'll see a box that's outlined in red, the exact directions to where the pesticides will be located. So when the contractor does come out in the summertime to pick up the pesticides, he knows exactly where to go and where those pesticides will be located. What about unknown chemicals? You may have things that you don't even know what's in the container anymore. Perhaps the label was missing, perhaps they're not even in the original container. So what you do, you estimate the quantity, and now if it's greater than 5 gallons or 50 pounds, it may be sampled to determine if it actually is a pesticide. And this sampling will be done when your local PDA inspector comes out to verify your inventory list. And there's no charge for this sampling if it does need to be done. If it has less than 5 gallons or 50 pounds, they typically are not analyzed, but they may be accepted at the discretion of PDA. Here you see the Chemsweep form again, and we've outlined in red 2 unknown products. The first one, it's unknown. We know it's in a blue barrel. And then the second one, it's unknown, but it's in a clear tank. So that's how you would indicate these unknown products. Again, the deadline, February 28th, mailed to the PDA regional office that you see on the inventory form. And of course, there's the phone number if you do have questions. Step number 3, the PDA inspector will review the inventory form, and they're going to call you to schedule a site visit. The idea of the site visit is to verify the products and the quantities that you have listed. And this is also if you have unknown chemicals, they may take samples for testing. And here you see a PDA inspector taking a look at the inventory list and the products to verify what needs to be disposed of. Chemsweep form, here we see that the unknown products have now been sampled. The first one in the blue barrel was indeed a pesticide, but the one that was in the clear tank was not a pesticide, and that will not be picked up by the contractor in this disposal program. It is not a pesticide. So step number 4, the collections are scheduled. They will call ahead of time and arrange when they will be there to pick up the unwanted pesticides. They're going to be picked up by the contractor that's been picked by Pennsylvania Department of Ag, and the same regional PDA inspector who verified your inventory will also be there with the contractor to go through the pickup of these materials. Chemsweep involves a lot of different sites, a lot of different applicators, and the contractor does go to each site to collect the pesticides, whether it's a commercial business, a school, a grower, whatever. So the contractor does come to your site. So what happens at the collection? Well, the pesticides will be gathered at each site, and here you see an old metal drum of old pesticide. Perhaps it's not even labeled anymore because the label came off. Second picture there, you see some smaller samples that have been put in Ziploc type bags to make sure they don't leak and spill. And of course, on bigger quantities, it may be an entire skid, and they're going to be lifted onto the truck where possible with a forklift. Everything's going to be weighed and recorded. The PDA inspector has the original inventory form, so they're going to check it off and make sure it's weighed and recorded when they pick it up. The liquid and dry materials will be separated, and then similar items are packed in drums, or what we call yard boxes, and these drums and boxes are labeled as universal waste. And there you see the universal waste label that's being put on these containers. The loaded drums or boxes are stacked in the truck and secured. Step number 5, the participants are given a receipt for the pesticides taken for proper disposal. Now, it's a key point here is that at this point, the contractor does take ownership of the pesticides and assumes the liability for their disposal. Hopefully that gives you an idea, and we're looking forward to you participating in Chemsweep if you do have unwanted pesticides that you need to get rid of. Again, there's the website for the Pennsylvania Department of Ag on the Chemsweep program. Please do participate. It's a great program, so thank you. And of course, thank you to everyone who provided images for this presentation.